Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to see what's going on here with Bitcoin. We got this little fake out here up to about that 60,000 level, or technically it's more like 66,300. So 66K rough estimate working as a strong resistance. So that's pretty common because it was a support level for us previously, kind of switched over, and it's also somewhat of a bearish backtest of this ascending trend line. Again, it's not a guarantee / exact science, but that's roughly what we're looking at here. So again, until we can close above 66.3 or 67,000, we're really not in good shape. Okay, so just kind of throwing it out there. Stronger likelihood of the price action pulling back. But again, this is a falling wedge pattern, and it did break out technically. So we technically have that pattern there, but speaking, it should have continued further. But this is just par for the course, folks. This is what the whales do. Market movers, they're consistently manipulating the market, getting people to buy in. The late longs basically, or breakout traders, they're the ones getting destroyed. So let's take a quick look here at the liquidation levels in the last 7 days and kind of see roughly what we're looking at here. We zoom in, we can see once again roughly about $3 billion in liquidation at about that 64,000 mark. I'm rounding up, 63.8. And then of course above the price action too, there's still some shorts there, but it's starting to diminish. It's coming down. It's about 1 or 2 billion now, roughly at that range of about 67,700. So again, we are closer to that lower level liquidation. It would make a lot more sense for that price action to come down lower at this point, specifically after getting rejected so hard off that level. If we look at the monthly, we can recognize once again, this is just a reiteration, 63,000 round number, $10.5 billion in liquidation now at this point accumulating. So not a good sign, not a good look there for Bitcoin. The probability of the price going down is much greater than the price going up. So again, there's a reason why we have a short position open. We've secured profits already, and that's exactly the reason why I'm considering shorts on some other coins too. So I'm going to look at a few other alts that I had my eye on today, and we're going to probably likely see some signals coming through here to the downside more so, just based on how weak Bitcoin is looking. A lot of fake pumps here that we're seeing just to go ahead and destroy any high leverage longs and shorts. This is pretty much par for the course, folks. Just a ripsaw up and down. We shouldn't be surprised by now. So let's take a quick look at the daily. Work our way down, kind of see what's going on, and kind of roughly just check this out here. So on the daily time frame, the easy way to understand it is that we're still mostly bearish, but we're still honoring this ascending trend line. I know it seems kind of weird, but generally speaking, larger time frame here, we can respect the fact that we're still above the 200-day SMA, and that we are not in dire straits, but still not great. Okay, and what I mean by that here is that most moving averages are above the price action. In fact, we rejected off the 50-day SMA just a moment ago. But the truth is that we look at everything else, they're pretty well overextended to the downside, but there's also still more room for downside too. So what I mean by that is that RSI isn't even close to 30. Generally, we see RSI at 30 and money flow index around 20 or less, and that's generally signs of a reversal potential. It's not a guarantee, of course, or exact science, but the truth is here with the RSI, we have more room for downside, and I don't think we've actually found our bottom yet, especially with all that liquidation levels below us. We can also see here too that MACD continues to plateau, but it's also diverging still. So there's more room for downside too. And I can tell you, you're like, well, it's going to turn around. We've been overextended for too long. I tell you, got news for you folks. There's no limit to how much overextension can occur with Bitcoin. Okay, again, and the market movers know that they push you to the brink of just getting super crazy in your head. As soon as you sell, they turn the price right around. It's literally just a game for them. And the important thing for us is to understand that, and that's why we look at liquidation. Understanding these things here really helps us get perspective on their targets. Right? Don't be one of those statistics. Is basically the easiest way to understand it. It's not that simple, of course, but it is also kind of easy because greed is a very consistent and real thing in trading. So take a look here. We can see stochastic starting to swing down. We plateaued here to the top, so more room for downside. RSI is back under 50. We spent, 12 hours above that level again? So this is pretty much par for the course, folks. Bitcoin keeps giving us these fake pumps. We saw this back here with the Fed meeting too, which I fell victim to, right? No one's perfect. And in that situation, we saw the RSI break free. We saw all sorts of bullish confirming factors. But the truth is, the market had a different direction it wanted to take things in. Same thing here as well. We can see this. The overall direction is still down because we cannot seem to sustain or maintain ourselves above that support level, that RSI, or in this case, the resistance range at 66,300. Okay? Now I'm going to paraphrase all this in my my Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and I guess it would be, yeah, those are the ones there. Essentially, I provide shorts if you're not familiar. I'm going to go ahead and summarize that here soon, just to keep it simple. But generally speaking, the bumper sticker version here is that we've got a pretty magnificent amount of resistance at that level. That previous support range is turned into a resistance range. Again, 66.3 upwards of 67.1. That is the range. MACD's starting to diverge here too. I've got a big old middle finger right there for us. And we can also see, obviously, right there at 30 on the MFI, kind of trying to get that bounce. But again, we got plenty of more room for downside. So with us being under 50 on the RSI in both 4 hour and the daily, that's a strong confirming factor that we have not and aren't even close to breaking bullish yet. Okay. Now again, as soon as I upload this video and you're watching, the price of Bitcoin is probably going to shoot straight up, right? That's just how it works. That's very, very common. You can expect that in most cases, but from a technical standpoint, that usually has a decent amount of success. I would say that we are not in a good position right now for the price action to just return fire and just continue higher. Granted, if we close above this fib level here, this 0.5 fib level at about 64,300 again today, we may have a decent chance to be able to survive, right? Either way, let's look at the hourly and kind of summarize and see where we're at. So again, we're below all moving averages once more. We are in a position right now where we're back underneath the cloud. As you can see, we had this confirming factor above the cloud, broke free with a lagging span, and the conversion line was on the baseline. It was literally giving us every signal to buy 3 or 4 hours ago. And at this point here, it's as if it never happened. So you got to get used to that. And again, a lot of liquidation has been swept on smaller time frames. We do take a look at the 12 hour, if I'm not mistaken. We'll be able to see, geez, come on. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's go ahead and do this here. Let's take a quick look at the 12 hour on this chart. It's probably a little bit more easy to see. We take a look here again, right there. You can see a lot of liquidation up in the upper range there. Okay, so again, there's a lot of different things that we can kind of think about, but generally speaking, liquidation levels keep getting swept, and it's just kind of not a great sign, all right? So when we look at the overall sense here, we kind of just summarize. We can see Ichimoku Cloud gives us some false positives breakout there, right? We broke free from our falling wedge pattern only to fall flat on our face. So what that's telling us here is that support levels, support ranges are probably the most impactful thing right now, and we need to hold true to that, okay? So what I'm getting at is until we close over 67,000, even at that point, I still wouldn't feel super convinced the price is going to continue higher. I would like to say if we do break above 67,000, there's a good chance we'll see 73,000 or 72,000 broken and continued. But we have to close above that level a few days in a row to be able to see that. And we're not there yet. Let's quickly summarize here last but not least our TPO and kind of call it a day here. So we do take a look at yesterday's point of control along with today, 65,100. So again, closing above 65.1 is extremely important. If we can do that sometime today, we might have a chance to be able to see the price action continue higher. But if we do close below that point of control for the last 48 hours, that would be extremely disadvantageous. So we are hoping for a closure at 65,100 or higher today. That's roughly what we're looking at there. So again, not fantastic, folks, by any stretch. This is Bitcoin. This is the market that we're in right now. And yeah, again, you can kind of thank the whales and thank you guys. Appreciate you, destroying and or helping your account, depending on how you look at it, right? I prefer the price to pull back because I got a lot of limit orders between 64 and 60,000. And if we get lucky to see the 50,000 range, I'm going to be continuing to increase my amount of investment as the price comes lower, if it does. Again, there's speculation online, if I understand correctly, that we might see the 54,000 range, which is a possible reality, but at this point, it's still a little too early to tell. Let's just do one thing at a time and focus on what we can see here. For right now, Bitcoin's bearish. There's no other way around it, okay? I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for watching. Again, make sure you do yourself a favor. Take advantage of this exclusive offer before June 30th. Link down below for wonderful exchange. And also help us grow Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. I deeply appreciate that. I do look forward to working with you either way you see fit here. Thanks again. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.